Lightweight, responsive, loaded with tech and backed with real muscle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to QJ MOTOR SRK 400.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Two Wheels Paradise. This is Meshak, and today I'm introducing to you something beautiful, something new, and this is the QJ MOTOR SRK 400. Technically, this is a Benelli 400. As some of you might have known that the Benelli company from Italy was bought a few years ago by the Chinese manufacturer QJ Motor. And from there, they started manufacturing the Benelli bikes after the original Benelli factory became bankrupt at some point. And now we have very beautiful modern bikes coming from the QJ Motor factory, and they are coming with the brand QJ Motor. But the engineering, the quality, and everything is Benelli motorcycles. Here we are with a 400cc. I want to take you through a few things that you need to know about this motorcycle. And the reason why I have it here, I'll also tell you. This is Kenya. For those who are watching from different countries, we are in Kenya. We just launched these bikes a few days ago in Kenya, and here we are with the smallest unit that we have in our stock. This is 400cc, and when you look at this bike, you can see Benelli TNT 302. It looks exactly like the TNT 302, apart from some few things that these people have changed, like the tail. In 302, the tail is from here, okay, from here. But now, in this one, the SRK, they have put this stuff down here. You can see. So you will have your number plate down here, rather than having it up here. The indicators are down here, rather than having them up here. Your reflectors, your number plate light, and the other stuff, they are down there instead of having them up here. And it is for a good reason. A lot of people who bought the Benelli TNT 300 and the BN 302S ended up cutting this thing and putting this. We call it tail tidy. A lot of consumers of these things globally ended up with their bikes looking like this. So the manufacturer looked at it and they are like, okay, fine, if that is what you want, we are giving it to you right from the factory. It is something very solid. It has a metal plate. There's something very solid. This is not plastic. This is metal. All that. This is metal. Then we have some plastic covers here. This is plastic, but it is held together by a metal plate. So it is something beautiful, something I want to believe it's durable. This is exactly what you have in the Benelli TNT 300 and also the 302S. Here's what you have. The monoshock mounted to the side is the same thing, technically the same thing. This one, the brake master cylinders and other things, the frame, the trellis frame. Actually, this frame is usually very strong. I've never seen, that is, a Benelli owner with a cracked frame. I have never seen that. This frame is usually very, very strong. They have done the triangles. And for those people who have done engineering, know how triangles work in engineering. When you see something with these triangles, definitely you know what they mean. Coming up here, we have a 400cc twin cylinder, and in QJ Motor, they do not work with inline 2. They work with parallel. There is a difference between inline and parallel twin. When we talk about inline, we are talking about a situation where two pistons are coming up and down at different speeds, different angles. But in parallel, both of them are coming up together. And they end up giving you a sound almost the same with an inline 4. Let me show you what I mean. I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to this. The sound of a twin that is almost an inline 4. Let's hit this. Listen to this. That is a sound of a twin that is almost like an inline 4. Okay? Almost like an inline 4. And the story is, these two pistons you see here are coming up and down together. They are running together, not like this. They are coming up and down together. Yes. Now, the other thing we have here is this Headlight. For those people who follow around a lot about motorcycle manufacturers, I'm very sure you have seen bikes with such headlights. This headlight is borrowed from the MV Agusta production. MV Agusta. And it is because of a good reason. The QJ Motor has been producing MV Agusta motorcycles for a while now. They have a partnership with MV Agusta, and when you look at this, you can see some few things borrowed from the MV Agusta line of motorcycles. I want you to remember, when I was reviewing the Vogue motorcycles, I told you there is a partnership between Ron Sin, the producer of Vogue, and BMW. And that's the reason why you find a lot of bikes from Vogue will come with some things borrowed from BMW. Okay, because they are producing these things together. And because they are producing them together, definitely you're going to find some things that look the same. Now, look at this. This time round, they cut the seat in half. In the older TNT 300 and the BN 302S, the seat was a single unit. This time round, they cut it in half. We have the rider seat separately. We have the Pion seat separate. They also removed the grab rails for the Pion, and then they put this. This looks better, much better for a Pion. And it was also raised a little bit to look like a sport bike, such that when you're riding with a Pion, the Pion is not upright, the Pion will be slanted towards your back somehow, which makes it more comfortable, because when you are accelerating and braking, you will not have the issue of the Pion is going away, the Pion is going away and coming back. Nice. The dashboard is something so good. This is like 5-inch. I want to believe it's like 5-inch. This is 5-inch TFT dashboard. That looks so good. Just see what we have. The QJ Motor logo comes on, and then look at this. This is something beautiful, and this is what we have. We have the gears here, the temperature, we have the fuel gauge, we have the clock, the kilometers per hour. This is the speed. The RPMs are here. We have the total mileage down here. We have this is the oil light. This is the ABS, right? And when you put this on, and the bike is neutral, you can see the check engine light. This bike is ready to ignite. Okay? And these lights are supposed to go off. The two of them are supposed to go off immediately when the engine lands. Let me show you this. You see, they are off. For whatever reason, if you find those two lights are stuck there and the engine is running, they are just telling you something is wrong. You should not have the oil light and the oil pressure light and the check engine light running when the engine is also running. It is not good. If you have that, then something is wrong. Coming to the headlight, let me show you how the headlight works. This headlight must work when the engine is running. If the engine is not running, these headlights are not supposed to be on. But when you flash this, definitely you see it's flashing. But when the engine lands, Now you have a beautiful headlight borrowed from MV Agusta. Can you see that? And the indicators are the same indicators we have in the old day Benelis. See? The olden days Benelis. These are the indicators we had, and they are usually very, very bright. Very, very bright. Coming up here, this bike doesn't have a lot of controls. This is the kill switch on and off. This is the hazard. Actually, QJ Motor has been putting this right here for so many years. I don't know for what reason. The hazard light is on the right hand side. So what you do is you push it, bring it back, push it, bring it back when you're riding. Whatever reason you need the hazard, you can be able to get them very easily from your right hand side. A lot of other bikes you have them here. But now this is the high and low beam. High and low beam, but the hazard light is on the opposite side. Again, we have these select and enter buttons. These are going to help you control and adjust the dashboard. Maybe changing the clock, setting the trip, and other things. You're going to have them operate the dashboard. From there, we don't have a lot of other things. We don't have a lot of other things. Let me show you this. These brake calipers are the same brake calipers we have in the Benelli 302. Okay, the Benelli 302 uses the same caliper. These ones are developed by QJ Motor themselves. But we have ABS. Look at this. We have ABS. This is the ABS pedal, and this is the ABS sensor. This is the ABS sensor. You see this? This is the ABS sensor. We have dual discs. Both calipers are made by QJ Motor themselves. And to the back, we have a single piston caliper. Yeah, single piston caliper. And we have, again, the ABS sensor. The ABS sensor. And I want to believe that this bike is also reading speed using this sensor. This is the same sensor they are using to read the speed. This is what I believe. And this is the brake line. This is the ABS sensor, which is also working as the speedometer, the speed cable. And this is the wire that takes you to the indicators and other stuff. At this point, we have some number plate lights down here. We have the indicators. They are being served by this wire. The exhaust is at the same place you find in Benelli 302, Benelli TNT 300, same position. Shock absorber to the rear, same position. And these people are using KYB suspension, very, very premium suspension. They use the KYB. Yeah. Initially, with the old day, the TNT 300, we used to have issues of the suspension failing at some point, especially when you adjust. But at some point they came and they rectified the problem. They rectified the problem. So I want to believe this one is going to be a good suspension. To the front we have the same suspension. Actually the fender, the suspension, the wheel, all this is what you have in the Benelli 302S apart from the headlight and the dashboard. Okay? It's just what you have. This bike is a little bit lighter than the old day Benelli 300 302. It's a little bit lighter because this one is coming at around 176 kilos. 174 actually, should be around 174 kilos. But looking at 302, it was topping around 196 when loaded with fuel, 180 something when empty. So this bike is a little bit lighter than the Benelli 302, which also makes a lot of sense because it is going to transmit into more power. Okay, when you have a lighter bike, it tends to be faster and easier to maneuver. One of the challenges that the olden day TNTs had is the weight, which was making the bike feel a little bit slower because it is feeling like it is loaded all the time. But these days they are producing lighter bikes. This is lighter. You can actually tell this is lighter. Yeah, this is lighter and feels more solid You know, over the years, they are producing bikes and they are learning, they are doing the engineering, they are making things look better. So, mechanically, what we have here is a very, very solid twin-cylinder 400cc, which is supposed to produce around 41.5 horsepower and around 37 Newton meters of torque. That 7 Newton meters of torque for a 180 kg something bike is going to be enough. It's going to be enough to run the streets. You can achieve 120, 130 kph very easily because that torque is enough to accelerate and carry this weight. Again, the 41 horsepower is going to give you some good landing on the highway. You can achieve 130 something to around, and they are claiming it is going to do around 145 to 150 depending on your weight as a rider. If it gives you 150 kph, that is more than enough for a 400cc naked. I want you to understand, if you look at motorcycles like Ninja 400, it is way lighter than this one, and it is more tuned for the track and not the street. The naked bikes are tuned for street, so they try to tone down the power to make it safer for the people who are running the street. Not that the sport bikes do not run the streets, but their main function is not the street. So for street bikes, you find them being a little bit slower than the sport. You will realize that a sport version of this bike with the same 41 horsepower will give you like 165 kph, but this one will only give you around 150. They try to tone down the naked bikes to make them more maneuverable for the streets. Okay, this one is a 2025 version, completely new, just done like 4 kilometers of road test. I've just done some few kilometers of road test. It is ready for sale, and in Kenya this bike is selling at 690,000. 690. Yeah, 690,000. Maybe that's like $5,000 or something like that. Maybe something close to that. And it is a bike that is supposed to be very comfortable. The wheels they have given us is the same 17-inch street wheels with 150 by 60 rim size 17. Okay, Supermax Sport. These ones are coming from Maxis. These people are not playing around. These tires are from Maxis, not some nylon whatever that we usually get from some other brands. This is Maxis rubber. Very good tires. See the Maxis radio. This is 110/70 size 17 Supermax. These are very good street tires. Very good. When the Benelli 302 was in the market, those years of 2020, 2021, they used to come with Pirelli. What you need to understand is that the manufacturers of these motorcycles and other bikes usually have a deal with the tire manufacturers to actually put certain brands of tires on their bikes and do some marketing for the tire manufacturer. So you realize that for a motorcycle like the BMW GS 1250 and 1300, they are coming with Michelin Anake, I believe Michelin Anake tires, which actually are supposed to be like influencers or brand ambassadors. So the tire manufacturer will come and approach this company and tell them, you see, we are giving you a very good deal on tire cost, and then for you to have that price, you market for us. And the best way to market the tires is to put them on the bike. Someone will buy this bike, use the tire. When this tire is done, if they are happy with it, definitely they are going to buy another one of the same brand. So they are helping you market the tires. These are Maxis Supermax, very good tires. This bike is solid, this bike is ready, and this bike is beautiful. If you have any question, you can put it in the comment section. If there is something I missed, put it in the comment section. I am going to answer that question. But for now, This is the QJ SRK 400, and this bike is ready for the streets. You can use it as a beginner bike, but you need to have some training. This is not a bike you can just come out of nowhere and start riding, because 41 horsepower is not something that a beginner will take for granted. That's a power that can get you into trouble. 170 something kilos of a bike is not something you take for granted. This is a bike that you need to have some skill for you to handle, but the power is very smooth. I have tested the bike. The power is quite smooth. For you to actually learn the street, maneuver through traffic, learn the highway, the power is smooth. This bike doesn't have the instant torque that makes people get scared. There's a 400cc tuned for the street. So they have made sure the power is at the peak of the RPMs from 7,000 going up. That's where now you start feeling the raw power. But anything between 2,000 RPM and 5,000, this is beginner friendly. Very, very beginner friendly. The brakes are good. The brakes just come. Let me show this one. Come close. Let me show you this one. This is adjustable. And you see this? This is adjustable. And both of them are adjustable. QJ Motor has made sure they do not release bikes that do not have this dial. It is adjustable, such that if you feel this one is too far, depending on how long your fingers are, you can always adjust. You make it come closer, you make it go further. You see? You can make it come closer, you can make it go a little bit further, make it go the farthest. You see? You just tap it and the brakes are engaged. Depending on how tall your fingers are, you can adjust this thing and it is going to work properly. So SRK 400, this is what we have. One thing I'm loving about it is the sound. It still has the heritage sound of Benelli. The heritage sound. The frame is the same. Okay, the frame is the same. They have tried to maintain that Benelli legacy to make these bikes continue with that legendary legacy. What they have done with this one is something amazing. Something amazing. This is borrowed from the MV Agusta, and this is amazing. So you can see, really, really, really amazing. So if you have any question about what we have here, put it in the comment section. I'm going to answer that question. If you are in Kenya, you want to see the bike, you want to sit on it, have a feel, you want to buy, the dealer is called Nairobi Power Bikes Limited. Nairobi Power Bikes Limited. Can you see this? Yeah. Nairobi Power Bikes Limited, that's the dealership that sells these motorcycles. Right? And it is selling at 690,000. See you around if you have any question. My name is Meshak, Two Wheels Paradise.